Talking with Doug Upstone from ImpactWageringSolutions.com and Steve from CollegeFootballWinning.com, previewing college football Week 14 here on the SBRtv College Football Experts Roundtable. All right, guys, let's just get down to the marquee matchup segment where we're going to discuss briefly the big marquee matchups on the card, and there are a bunch this week, despite the fact there's only 22 games. Let's start with the big one, LSU and Georgia. Georgia is a 13-point home underdogs being played at the Georgia Dome, but LSU has been awesome. They've been rolling everyone. They destroyed Arkansas last week despite being down by 2 touchdowns. Georgia's good, but have they played anyone on LSU's level? Not really. And is this like an obvious great bet on LSU? Doug Upstone, what do you think?
Yeah, you just stole some of my thunder right there, Peter. Georgia did not play any of the top teams from the SEC West, just the way the schedule worked out this year. Now, even though the Bulldogs will have more of a home field advantage or home crowd advantage playing in Atlanta, LSU is 13-4 in their last 17 games at neutral sites. LSU is a great team. Georgia's a good team. I'll take the great team to cover this game.
All right, Steve, what do you think? Is this similar to the Houston Southern Miss game? Is the double-digit favorite a good bet?
You know, it'd be hard to find a team that is playing better right now in the last 3 quarters of the season than Georgia. Georgia is pretty hot. LSU is absolutely fantastic. And I agree with the good team, great team thing, but I think, at least at collegefootballwinning.com, for our power ratings, the number is right where it should be. Stay away from this one. I'm not finding a lot of great value, even though it's hard to bet against the hot team in Georgia, even harder to bet against LSU this year.
Right. Let's look at next, Virginia Tech Clemson, another neutral site game. Clemson plus 7.5. Clemson, of course, has been absolutely terrible in November. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 pretty badly. Virginia Tech seems to be peaking. They shut out Virginia last week. Neutral field, it's also a revenge game for Virginia Tech, so maybe 7.5. Buying down to 7 might not be a bad thing to do. Steve, what do you think?
I think Virginia Tech is playing their best football right now. This is, as you mentioned, revenge for their only loss. Take Virginia Tech, but don't lay more than a touchdown.
Right. I'm thinking of doing that too. Virginia Tech minus 7, moderate bet, not huge. Doug Upstone, Impact Wagering Solutions. What do you think?
Oh, hey, Peter, can you hear that?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's the sound of Clemson going down the drain. Okay? This team is done. Okay, their 8-0 start is long gone. They've been outscored 130-74 in their last 4 games. Now, Virginia Tech, expect them to go to 4-0 straight up and against the spread in ACC championship games since 2007.
All right. Great. I'm betting that one. Next, Oklahoma State. It's Bedlam. Oklahoma State minus 3.5 at open 3. Oklahoma State is off of a bye, so that seems like a pretty substantial and unfair edge they have. Doug Upstone, you have any opinion on that line?
Great scheduling, first of all. But Oklahoma is not the same team without Ryan Broyles and
Right.
Dominique Whaley. That's pretty obvious. And the 2 strongest passing teams that they faced this year defeated them in each situation. Now look who's up next, Oklahoma State. Now the home team is 9-3-1 in the last 13 Bedlam battles, and expect the Cowboys to ride away with the Big 12 title and a cover.
Yeah, Steve, what do you make of this line, and how important is the bye week advantage?
I think it's very important, especially coming off of that poor performance against Iowa State, where, truth be told, that they also had some bad luck there. But they were looking ahead. They've been talking about this game. They've been looking forward to Bedlam this entire year. Given that Broyles is out, October versus November, just giving you an idea. So in October, the passing differential for this team, so since Broyles has been out essentially, when he got injured that November 5th game, the difference is more than 100 yards a game. So they're throwing for 100 fewer yards in November than they did in October when they had Broyles. I'm looking for Oklahoma State to absolutely capitalize on the poor position that Oklahoma finds themselves in with injuries. I would say take Oklahoma State and lay your 3 points.
Okay. All right. And now let's just get to the 2 marquee matchups that we already covered in depth. Steve, Southern Miss and Houston, tell us in 2 sentences or 1 sentence why you like Houston.
Southern Miss is not the same team when they're away. Houston is going to be witnessing Case Keenum's last game in his 6 years at Houston. I think it's going to be a great show. lay something less than 2 touchdowns like Houston.
All right. Doug Upstone, Impact Wagering Solutions. Tell us in 1 or 2 sentences why you agree.
Houston is peaking. They're playing at home where they're 14-2 as a home favorite, and their defense is playing with a lot of confidence. The Cougars finish 13-0, cover the spread, and head to a BCS bowl game.
All right, great. And then, Doug, on Michigan State, Wisconsin, you say you like the over. Tell us in 1 or 2 sentences why.
Yeah, well, I like the over because that's how these teams always play. Since 2001, all 9 games have gone over the spread. I just can't see it going any other way, especially in a big game like this.
All right. And, Steve, you lean Michigan State. 1 or 2 sentences, summarize why.
I think Wisconsin is a completely different team when they're away from Camp Randall. And this game is at a neutral site in a dome. Michigan State comes ready to play no matter where they're playing, as evidenced by they have a winning against the spread record away. Wisconsin isn't even close with their against the spread record away. Michigan State, you can get 10 points. I'm leaning to Michigan State.
All right, great. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much once again to Doug Upstone from ImpactWageringSolutions.com and Steve from CollegeFootballWinning.com. That's our preview of college football Week 14 here on the SBRtv Experts Roundtable. Thanks, guys.